All right, happy full mooning, my friends. Aaron Michael Eschenburg here, bringing you that full moon horoscope for Monday, March 9th, 2020. We got a full moon in Virgo happening at 1:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, this is happening at 19 degrees of Virgo. The sun is at 19 degrees of Pisces. Let me show you the chart here. All right, this is exciting energy. We've had this beautiful Leo energy kind of re-getting us back up, through this watery times, through the retrograde, right? Mercury is stationed direct today on the 9th and starts moving forward on the 10th, okay? So this is an ending, a very focused ending that is coming up, okay? So the full moon is full illumination, okay? So we got the moon in Virgo. Our moon is our emotional needs. Virgo is what? Earth sign. Very analytical. Okay, very analytical, very focused. This can also be about worry. Virgo is, constantly there's a mind racing. Okay. So it's just like trying to figure out the next plan of action in order to get there on time, to succeed in whatever we're trying to commit to pull off whatever it is, to make sure that we've planned for every bump and jolt into the road. And sometimes, just as the sun is showing us that we cannot foresee all the bumps in the road. We don't always know what is going to happen. We don't always know what's around the bend. Okay, it's a house of mirrors out there. It's like one of those optical illusions where you see all the it's like a white page, and then we have a bunch of black lines, and then it's just like, okay, now focus your eye on the gray dot. And it's just like there's gray dots in every single thing, but your brain can only interpret like 7 or 9 of these gray dots at the same time. If you know what I'm talking about, just Google optical illusions and just have fun. So basically our mind plays tricks on us. We don't always see what's really there, and we don't always know what's coming. And that's perfectly okay. We have to find peace within that, in ourselves. We can plan as much as we want, but without, expecting the unexpected in certain times, and especially with Uranus down there in Taurus, conjunct to Venus, we can expect great changes in our lives right now, as this is creating a sesqui-square over here to the moon. Okay, that's an itch you can't scratch. As much as I want to be focused, as much as I want to be driven, I had all this beautiful Leo energy, sparking, the ego, sparking my self-expression, sparking back up my love and joy and passions for life. Virgo, I'm going to get focused here, right? We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna put one foot in front of another. I'm gonna decide on what I love. That happened on Sunday on the 8th. The moon trine over here to Uranus, trine over here to Venus, which is like, look, getting focused. What do I want to create? What do I love? Right? What needs to change this Uranus energy? Okay, so we move from that trine to this like more difficult thing, where it's reminding us again, we don't always see what's coming. We don't always know what to expect, and that is perfectly fine. And as long as we are managing and handling ourselves, professionally, all these trines up here to the Capricorn energy, here in our public image of the 10th house, are we handling ourselves in a proper professional manner? We're not flying off the handle when something goes awry, when something that we don't see coming, throws us off of our course. We have the sun creating that septile to Saturn here, right? Beautiful, beautiful energy of creating the life of our dreams, tapping into our intuition, tapping into our creativity, tapping into the unknown, tapping into the abyss, and being able to pull this from the ether, our desire from the ether, and manifest it into the physical world. This is extraordinary. Okay, this energy only happens, 2-3 times, maybe over 33 years. Okay, when Saturn is home in Capricorn. All right, Neptune home in Pisces. This hasn't happened in 500-600 years, something like that. It's been a long time, so all of this energy, right? Now we've got Neptune starting to sextile Jupiter, more of this physical reality, more, let's focus and expand our lives, expand however, we're trying to make things happen, as well as Mars here, exalted in Capricorn. I need to drive forward passionately. I need to get things done. I need to move forward with my life. Again, all creating this beautiful trine down here to the moon. Okay, fully illuminated by the sun. The moon has no light of its own, right? So the sun over here is shining. Well, let me step back. Where the moon is in Virgo is an area suggesting that together, we plan a road trip. Okay, we start. It's the beginning of something. Okay, so we've packed our bags. We have organized the trip. We're going from Detroit to Los Angeles. I'm here in Detroit, and or San Francisco to visit some friends. Hi. So we have packed our bags. We have our, we've planned on which hotel we're going to stay at along the way before we get to our destination. Okay. Now, that's where the moon is. Okay. It's a need to understand that with the community, with the people that we're traveling with the people that we're working with, because the moon in Virgo, or Virgo in general, is also about doing the work, right? And unconditionally giving back and unconditionally rising and falling and getting back up. Why do we fall off the horse? To get back up, right? Unconditional in our nature. We have that Leo fire already in us. We have that courage and strength. So understanding now that with the help of our friends, with the help of this group, we lift each other up, we can decide, we can determine on where we're headed and where we want to go together as a collective, okay? And we plan everything out. Now, where the sun is at 19 degrees of Pisces is the evening meal, right? It is you have reached your destination, and now you all get to sit around the table together. This isn't, just the first stop. This is, we've finally reached LA or San Francisco, wherever place we're headed to, Costa Rica. We finally reached our destination, and now we get to truly sit and relax. We can laugh about the crazy things that happened, right? I can tell you one time I was actually driving home from LA to Detroit. I was in the driver's seat. My friend was in the passenger seat, and I'm driving, and there's a cliff to my right. I'll never forget this. Story time with Aaron. There's a cliff to my right. Okay, just valley, and there's a little two-lane road. I think I'm in Utah at this point. Okay, driving through the middle of the night, probably 3 a.m. somewhere around there. And there's just a straight cliff, two-lane road, and then there's a mountain to my left. And I see a sign that says, like the deer crossing sign. And I in my own head, I say, what is this thing going to just run up the mountain? And not a moment later, there are two enormous Rocky Mountain elk just standing in the road. And I'm driving, I'm thinking, what in the heck is that? And then all of a sudden I see what it is and swerve around it. My buddy gets jostled and wakes up. He's like, are you okay? And I start laughing hysterically, like, oh my God, man, that was insane. Of course, they didn't come up the mountain or down the mountain. They were just using the road to travel down, right? And of course, they stopped dead center when they saw the lights, swerved around them. Not even a moment later, a minute later, okay, an owl swoops down to catch something out of the air and completely blocks my field of view through the windshield. I mean, this is 6-foot wingspan, just swooped down and practically touched the windshield. And it was, again, jarring. It's like, oh my God, it was frightening. By the time we hit Iowa, the tire fell off the car. The front right tire fell off of our car. Okay, we're only 8 hours away from home, and the tire falls off the car. But when we finally get back, say we spend a whole day now in Iowa, in Des Moines, and we finally get back and we sit down for a meal and we can laugh now. Yeah, we're a day behind, we've been delayed, but we get this sense of completion. We've done it. We had our mind set on something. We had focus, we had drive, we had a place to be, somewhere to get to. And now there's a sense of completion, and that's what the sign of Pisces is about completion. It's the ending of a cycle before the beginning of a new journey, right? The new journey is going to start on March 20th when the sun enters the sign of Aries. So there's this sense of starting, creating the initiation, of there's something ahead that we're going to all journey on together, that I need to recognize the strength of my friends right now, whether it's advice or whatever, that are going to help, that we're going to be able to bounce back. We're not alone. We're truly not alone in this journey. We're not alone. There is someone that we can talk to. There is someone that we interact with mentally, emotionally, that is going to help give us insight to whatever's going on in our lives. Whether, again, we're getting over something, we're starting a new business. There's a lot of energy in business going on right now, especially with all of this, like, focused. Because, again, the Sun and Neptune and Mercury, Mercury been retrograde. The Sun's been basically hiding. Neptune's kind of a black hole in astrology, to where anytime something comes around here, it's just a loss. It's like a loss of identity, a losing of myself. I don't know who I am, where I'm going in this ocean of chaos. And it's the authorities. What is that? That's an old what is his name? Not Crowley. Timothy Leary, the authorities informing in our minds their view of reality. That's the line. And that's this right here. Are we accepting someone else's view of reality? Are we losing ourselves in the authoritative view of reality? Are we losing ourselves in media? Are we losing ourselves, in the constructs of the world? Without our personal identity, and this Virgo moon really, really helps us out right now. This full illumination, okay, this opposition saying, what do I need? So when I look at Virgo, we look at, the trees and the flowers, the things that blossom and die every year come autumn, and blossom again in springtime. So this is like the seeds have been planted now, and it's just a couple more days, 11 more days until spring, when those seeds that we planted really start to blossom, when we get our identity back. And it's not just an apple tree, right? It's a Fuji apple, or a Macintosh apple, or a green, or a red delicious, or a yellow. You know what I mean? It's something that's very specific. Okay, so we got to focus on something extremely specific right now. That's what this illumination in Virgo is all about. Something very, very specific. There's something specific that we're doing with our lives. There's something specific that we're creating, okay? There's something specific with our work that we need to do, that we need to be unconditional with ourselves in our nature, and how we're governing ourselves to get the job done. That's what all this energy is to this Capricorn stuff, and recognizing that we are the authority. We have this misconception of the government as something outside, when there's governmental buildings and people that work for the government, but it's just like we the people are the government. No matter what country you're in, no matter where you are, every dollar bill is a vote, right? We are the government. We are the individuals that choose how to spend those votes and where we're spending those votes at. So it's taking and reclaiming our power, reclaiming our individuality, reclaiming who we are, and with the help of other people in our environment, they get to create something beyond oneself. They get to create something. They get to, travel together to reach this destination. It's a beautiful place, okay? And to not be fixated on one concept, one concept that was going to be it, the end all be all. It's like enlightenment or a spiritual awakening, it's just like something as simple as understanding a joke is enlightenment. Because there's a awareness, just like that. For you to be able to laugh at the joke. Okay, that's on the simple steps of enlightenment. That's on the spiritual sense of enlightenment. There's always more. So it's not like once we hit this point of awakeness, or woke AF, as some people like to say, or enlightenment, there's always more learning. There's always the ebb and flow, the push and pull back and forth of continuously being enlightened. It's not just one thing happens and then that's it. You know, I got this job and now that's it. I'm on easy street. Or I entered this relationship and it's on easy street. This is, you know, because these things can fall apart. And they do, you know. So it's not being fixated on just one single thing, but figuring out for ourselves what is the one thing that we need to illuminate in our lives that makes us unique to who we are, that is our unique gift that we offer back to the world. Okay? Because that will never leave you. Who you are will never leave you, right? Truthfully, not like ego stuff. This is beyond ego. This is beyond ego. That's Leo energy is you know, ego, whether being healthy or unhealthy, you know, ego relationship. Virgo is beyond ego, and it just says, well, I get it. You know, there's you know, I am, I have, I think, I feel. What is Leo? Either way, you know, my passion, my drive, my whatever. But this is my work. You know, this is what I'm using with these first 5. You know, now that I have my strength, my ambition, now I can drive forward. You know, I know what I need. I know what I have. I know what I want to make things happen. And again, so much creating this trine to the 10th house of career and public image. Okay, this is great clarity, great clarity through the fog that we've been all receiving together, that we've all been sifting through together since the beginning of February. You know, February was an interesting month. Okay. So now we have some driving force, we have some clarity, we have some focus, we have ambition, we have integrity. You know, we know who we are, and if we don't, we're figuring that out, and we're taking the appropriate steps to get there, to be able to be on the bottom of the staircase, see the top of the staircase, and understand, you know, each step as it goes, because some of those steps are going to continue to be illuminated as we move forward in this journey. And there's that great reward, that meal, that evening meal, where we can sit back and laugh and enjoy the day. We can enjoy the ebbs and flows. We can enjoy all the things that happen that went awry, you know. But we made it. But we did it. And that is the key. All right. So, as always, have a happy full moon. I appreciate you. I appreciate the comments, the likes, the support. If you're new to the channel, check it out. We're doing daily horoscopes every single day that dive deep into the different planetary alignments. Thank you as always. I love you and I wish you enough.